Hello, today we have Professor Juliet Garfield from the Jones University in Indiana.
I don't know how to put this, but I'm kind of a big deal.
They were unable to send Julie Bidme, their head archaeological professor, so we settled with her. So now we will be discussing the Dead Sea Scrolls. Professor Garfield, would you please like to elaborate on the discovery of the Dead Sea Scrolls in 1947?
Okay, well, they were like these ancient archaeologists, and they wanted to buy this cave, and so they like threw a rock at it, and then when they went in to get their rock, they found pottery with scrolls.
Right. We'll move on to question 2. Okay, so there was a lot of controversy over the Dead Sea Scrolls and how they came to be. Would you like to tell us more about what happened to the scrolls in April of 1947 after they were found?
This guy sold 4 of the scrolls to he took them to the Nativity Bethlehem place, and he sold them to like the Orthodox Baptist people. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm certain that is not correct. That's not true. What you're saying is not right. I'm going to be honest. It's 100% false.
Oh, yeah, like I'm pretty sure I'm right. I mean, I do have like a degree in this, you know, like.
Okay, third question. Third question. Who the famous person was who had a big breakthrough in February of 1948?
Oh yeah, I have this. Okay, I got this one. Okay, so in 1848, like 3 years after World War II, this man, John C. Riley, he works for the American Chinese Oriental Institution. He looked at the scrolls and he identified them as the Dead Sea Scroll, John something Chinese Oriental.
Wrong, sir. Wrong. You get nothing. You lose.
The American School of Oriental Research. Are you?
Oh yeah, that one, yeah.
Did we get someone walking in? Are you?
No.
Are you sure you
Yeah.
work at the Jones University in Indiana?
Maybe, like,
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and move on.
I'm more for like the ad campaigns, you know.
Moving on.
Okay.
So, would you mind telling me who Solomon Zeitman was and what he had to do with the Dead Sea Scrolls?
Yeah, actually, well, he like didn't believe that the Dead Sea Scrolls were real because like they didn't correlate with the Old Testament, which is like the Old Bible, and so yeah, he like didn't believe that they're true.
So you think he's saying that they were forgeries?
Yeah.
Did you get that?
That is correct.
That was, I'm 90% sure that was right.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I thought everything.
Clean slate, you're starting off good. Next question.
Right. I mean, this is my job, right?
Next question. So would you please like to inform us on how, or more or less why, people did not want the Dead Sea Scrolls published?
The big church in Spain or Italy or something. The big one. What's it called? You like always see it when you go on like a tour. So it's in the Vinci Code, the big one. Okay, well that one. They were like really mad and they didn't want to release it because like they thought people were gonna be upset that the Dead Sea Scrolls were not like the religion.
You were doing so good. Somewhat correct. It was just the wording threw me off, but I'm getting word from my producers that we do have a specialist.
Okay.
This, yeah.
Okay.
Thank
We
you.
need to stop this.
Yeah,
it's the Vatican. The Vatican.
Yeah, the Vatican.
Is
the big one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So we got the Vatican. The discovery of the Dead Sea Scrolls was in 1947. Bedouin shepherds found 7 scrolls in a cave nearby, and that was in the Khirbet Qumran. Okay.
Yeah.
You were so
So you
wrong.
can
The
remember that?
rock, they do the rock.
Okay. Yes. Right. And then another Bedouin took the scrolls to Bethlehem, not the nativity scene, believe it or not, because that was about 1,000-something years ago. He took it to an antiquities dealer, and
It's antique.
right, yes, that's good. He sold 4 to the Syrian Orthodox Archbishop at Jerusalem. Not whatever ridiculous concoction she came up with.
Yeah,
you know, are we on the same page here?
Okay,
great job.
being a secretary.
Okay,
This is my job.
I mean, I've been getting these notes quicker than she can spew this nonsense, so it's really not that hard to
I'm sorry.
research. So for several months, the scrolls passed between dealers, and then in February 1948, here's another one you managed to ruin. The Isaiah scrolls were identified by John C. Trevor, not John C. Riley. No, he was in Chicago.
Step Brothers as well.
Step Brothers
I
as
love
well.
him.
Magnolia, if I'm not mistaken,
I love
as
him.
well. So that's John C. Trevor. He worked at the American School of Oriental Research, according to my notes, not the American, Chinese, Asian, Oriental. I don't even know what you're going for there. They're the oldest known Hebrew manuscript. They are the Old Testament. They didn't need to reference the Old Testament. They are the Old Testament. In the 1950s, some skeptics thought that the DDTs were forgery. She got that right, didn't she?
Yeah, no, she was pretty
good.
close.
That's good. She was close.
We'll
Well, I'm an expert on forgeries.
Please keep going.
That's
So
my
you know what?
specialty.
I'm just gonna I'm gonna stay here. We can take another take in a minute. I'm just gonna stay here and supervise this one.
That's good.
Because I've got some info right here. She can be the puppet and
That's
pretend
it.
she knows things. Okay, so I'm just gonna stay here and just kind of let her know when she manages.
So, Rabin had a lot of influence on the Dead Sea Scrolls. Would you like to tell us about him and what he believed?
Yeah, well, he wrote a blog
Mm-hmm.
about how these like religious Selic men
Mm-hmm.
believe that the Dead Sea Scrolls are not real.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
Do you have any? Please, go ahead.
I said Selic.
She yeah, she ruined it again. Yeah, so it's first of all it's a religious zealot with a T, and according to my notes, Rabin, however you say his name, published articles suggesting that the Copper Scroll, not all the Dead Sea Scrolls, was in fact written by a group of religious zealots.
That's what I said.
That small sect of
That's-
Judaism.
That's what I said.
It's not. It's not. That's. Do another one? Alright. No, that's fine. That's fine. You know what? Just move on.
No, do another one, please. Please do it.
We'll move on.
Yeah, we'll move on.
So, in 1960, there was a halt on the research of the Dead Sea Scrolls. Would you please like to tell us about that?
Yeah. So this man, you probably heard of him before, John Rock'n'Roller. You know, he has like the big Christmas tree every year. Well, he like stopped and like was putting in a lot of money and like wasting money, just like with this freaking giant Christmas tree. But anyways, so they like had to halt it because he kept putting all this money into the scrolls. Yeah.
No, I'm listening. I just
Oh.
can never get past the second island, and I thought this was a good time. Do you have anything to say? Cause
Oh, you said.
You may just want to go ahead and cut because she got a lot of this.
John
A lot of this
Rock'n'Roller.
wrong. You got a lot of this wrong.
Oh, okay.
So in 1960, John Rockefeller Jr.,
Oh, that one. Yeah.
Rockefeller's son, yeah. So he apparently
son.
he cut funding to researching the
Also, you didn't cut
scrolls.
trees.
That would be why research on the scrolls was halted.
Mhm.
So it had nothing to
That makes more sense.
had
Thank
nothing
you.
to do with the tree.
No, but because every year they put the big Christmas tree in his
Mhm.
building.
Right, in Rockefeller Plaza in
Yeah.
New York. Yeah.
Yeah.
Still nothing.
Again, not pertinent. So,
So they cut the tree, but not the money. And the money.
where is she from? Let's.
From.
No, it's okay.
No,
Let's-
I'm from.
Do you have more
Jones
stuff to get through?
University.
Do you have more
Just-
stuff to get
Indiana.
through?
A couple more questions, please.
Okay, good.
Oh, okay.
So, shortly after Rockefeller stopped funding
Yeah.
of the
That's useful.
study of the Dead Sea Scrolls, they were locked away in a room much like the ending of Indiana Jones.
Oh my god, it's my favorite movie.
Okay. And do you know when the first English translation was of the Dead Sea Scrolls?
Yeah, it was in 1989.
62.
Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, 62. And basically, like the Americans, they don't know Jewish. They couldn't
Hebrew.
speak Jewish. Okay. Well, the Jews didn't know Jewish,
Wrong.
and so they like wanted it in English. So they like stopped it. They wanted to translate it to English, so they all Americans, including the Jews, could read it.
This resulted in the Dead Sea Scrolls becoming a popular intro to the idea of the Qumran as being the center of that sect of Judaism.
Of Christianity.
If that's what you were going for, it was Judaism.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that's rough.
the Jewish.
I'm sorry, I'm interrupting. You keep going with the interview.
Yes, please. Let's move on, yeah.
Pierre Benoit.
Oh my god.
Would you like to talk about him and his significance?
Pierre Benoit.
That's his name, yes.
Yeah. Oh, I actually like really don't remember this because they're like all speaking like French, and I just like just sounded cool, but I don't remember.
Okay.
Yeah, you're done.
You guys know.
Wait, no.
Yes, thank you.
Oh.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Just switching seats. Just
Thank
switching
you.
seats.
Yes, because I mean, I've got all this information. So yeah, we good. What was the question?
Pierre Benoit. Yeah.
Do you want to say it one more time?
Pierre Benoit.
Thank you. Do you have chemical security on that, or I mean, or it's fine.
We'll get it
It's
after
fine.
this.
Yeah. Well, Pierre Benoit was the first person who really pushed to bring the scrolls to their official publication. This was in 1972. And then, according to my stuff that I printed from Ghetto Wikipedia, 1973 was when they finally agreed to, in fact, publish a few of the scrolls. They didn't start publishing them then. But let's see. Then in 1989, Oxford gave a grant of $350,000 to try and speed up the publication of the scrolls.
I know all this.
I'm sure you do. In 1991, do you know what happened in 91?
Oh yeah.
What happened?
You were born.
You were wrong about that.
She gets to go. Can you just be quiet? Thank you. Sorry. Thank you. 1991. There's
Am I still getting paid for this?
There's a crafts table
Security
outside.
on
the way.
You can go get some Oreos. Thank you. Yeah.
I don't like
Security's
Oreos.
on the way.
Oh, good. They'll figure it out there. So then in 91, the Israeli Antiquities Department, who was originally obviously involved, they granted access to have the official photos of the Dead Sea Scrolls released. And they were published for scholars, but ironically only if the scholars agreed not to publish whatever findings they came across. And then most recently, in about 2000, there was still this big dispute going on about whether the Essenes were actually the authors of the forged Dead Sea Scrolls. So this dispute's been going on for a while. And then in 2004 was the last big year for the Dead Sea Scrolls, it was determined that the Qumran settlement was a pottery factory. A lot of people thought otherwise. The most logical, I guess, hypothesis here is that refugees from Jerusalem left the scrolls in those pottery glasses, vases, whatever, as they were fleeing Jerusalem. So because it's a pottery factory, or was rather, and that's what they determined, it seems a lot more logical that the Dead Sea Scrolls would be in these pieces of pottery that they found that date back to, about the right time period. So
would you like to go on about the subject matter of the Dead Sea Scrolls?
Well, yeah. I mean, according to this, again, I'm uneducated. I'm working on crew. I'm gripping right now. But this idiot over here, I had to save her. So But basically, this is the biggest factor in the Dead Sea Scrolls. It really shows its significance is that it kind of proves the validity of the Old Testament of the Bible, and it shows that in thousands of years it really has not been touched that much, and it's remained almost perfectly the same through translations and things like that. There have been no errors so far. So I guess that
Julie Bidmead will not be happy.
no, she won't. Not in you. No. Who is that again?
So that about wraps it up. Remember, next time, call the right people.
That's right.
What you just said is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard. At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.